So I can't go live from my phone yet because I don't have enough subscribers, but that's fine. So I'm just going to do my own little short hot take reaction video to something different I did tonight. I haven't gone out to a concert probably before my son was born or anything similar. But the last one I did go to was solo. I do stuff like that. I go solo to things. I just haven't in a long time. The last thing I did was Lady Gaga. So this was a little bit different. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson came to speak for his We Who Wrestle With God book tour in Fort Worth. So I bought a ticket and I showed up because I had seen some lectures online and I had read a little bit of his books and stuff like that. And so I thought this will be interesting. Takes me back to my college days a little bit because he has the approach of like a college professor more like, except he's a little bit more energetic and he doesn't read off of a PowerPoint slide like a lot of college professors do. That's a major weakness of a lot of college professors. They're just not engaging because they stick to those dang slides. But I want to preface this by saying about a year ago, I was totally all in with the Jordan Peterson's a jerk camp. But I didn't really know anything much about him, except that maybe he had some opinions or things to say that were inflammatory to some people that people disagreed with. However, in the past year, I saw something a little different. I saw him interview some people. First, I saw him interview Aaron Smith Lev from the channel Growing Up in Scientology. And as I watched that, I thought, this guy has good questions. He asks interesting things. He hits on interesting points. And one of the things that I'm really drawn to is people who ask good questions and people who draw something important out of other people. That's what I find fascinating. That's what I find interesting. That's important to me. It's part of connecting with other humans, is being able to draw what motivates them out, right? And a good interviewer can do that. He's a pretty good interviewer. He has some really, really lofty ideas, lots of philosophy. His background does not appear to be that of a public speaker, although as a college professor and a lecturer, you get a little bit of that pulled in to keep people engaged. He's not super dynamic up there, but he's smart as hell. And he cares about what he's talking about. You can tell that. And that is compelling, that you can tell he cares what he's talking about. However, I think he probably loses, you know what? No, he doesn't lose half his audience. They stay there, but I don't think half of them know what he's saying. But that's okay, because they're sitting there and they're going to pick something up eventually. So I think about half the audience doesn't know quite what he's saying, but they find it compelling nonetheless. So maybe that's not altogether a bad thing. I would say probably a large portion of what he says escapes most people after about a $120 IQ. That's not to be a jerk. That's just, he uses a lot of big words, you know, maybe not necessarily IQ, but maybe if you're more well-read, you can understand what he's saying better. But the cool thing about it is he has a lot of things on video, so if you don't catch it the first time, you can listen to it again. But he's compelling. I am happy that I came today. I will say I've seen better public speakers, but I think it was a really, really worthwhile thing to do. And it was really nice for me to come out and do something in person, because most of the time lately I expose myself to stuff like this. I'm watching it on a video at home, which is great, which is all well and good, but there's 1,000,001 interruptions in my home. There's the dog, there's my child, there's the laundry, there's the dishwasher. There's 1,000,001 things to take my focus off of it. Even though I'm in a room with a gazillion other people and I'm like shoulder to shoulder with people, which I don't like, when I'm there in person and somebody comes on stage that says something compelling, I can forget about these people that are in my personal space, and I can enjoy and I can learn. And I took a lot of notes from this, but I don't want to share them here because I don't know if it's a copyright issue. Just read the book when it comes out. It's not out yet. I haven't read it, but I plan to. And if I disagree with some things, I'll leave them on the table. But Guy says a lot of helpful stuff too. So don't sleep on him. Even if you think you don't like him, you might catch something worthwhile. Have a great night.